What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. It's Tuesday, y'all. Tuesday is King's Court Day. That's what we're over here to discuss. I hope everyone is having a lovely day. It's hot, Florida things. I heard there's a hurricane. I don't think it's anywhere near over here yet, but hurricane season is very stressful around here. At least for me, it is. I don't like it. Um, So basically, all we can do around here right now is get prepared. Get prepared, get the things, the batteries and things, all the things you need, to be hurricane ready. And I feel like the one thing that I need is some more plywood to put in front of windows just in case, my neighborhood, they get together and get things done. So if I get the wood, then I know my people, my neighbors and things will make sure everybody's boarded up really good. I don't want to speak it into fruition, but like I said, you got to be prepared. It's the end of summer, and the end of summer here in Florida means hunker down. That's what we got to do, y'all. If you don't have to hunker down, or if you do have to hunker down, I would like it if you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel, because that would be wonderful as far as I'm concerned. I'm on my way to 500. It's been a very slow climb for me. I bees here. I feel like I've been very consistent, but the climb is still slow. So I need y'all to, not just like the video, but share it with your friends and, bring some more people over here so we can have some fun talking about the things we like to talk about. Tonight, we're talking about the King's Court. And these three kings ain't really feeling like kings, not the way they did when I first started. When I first started, aside from Tyson, who was never going to be my king in the first place, but he's one of these people I see that, and I feel like I've known this for a long time, but I'm getting to see it again. Tyson is one of those people that, I really don't care for much in terms of somebody I would really like to know. Tyson is a very surface level individual. I don't see no type of substance with him. And when a man gets this old and he still hasn't found any type of substance, I think he's experienced a lot of things, so he can talk about a lot of his experiences, but he's very Tyson focused still at his big old age. Carlos Boozer is still the player that he always was. That's what picture I'm getting. He's out here, retired, walking like his knees back. His chichos are falling over top of his boxer shorts. His, man boobs are, sagging a little bit. Thaddeus seems to be pretty fit, but I feel like his old man knees and ankles is doing what it be doing. Thaddeus was a wrestler. So I feel like him and Carlos, like their physique's been through a lot. And that's how they're walking around. So since they have such, worked through muscles and things, I find it very interesting that they're over here still tibbling and bibbling around in a pool of young ladies that, they would like to be served by. I don't know what mood I'm in today, but whatever they were doing over here this week was really irritating me. So let's start with Carlos. Carlos is sitting up here still with Janae. Janae is in her feelings because this perfect match, has her a little shook. Janae been walking around this house because she knew that these people, these ladies in the house were not her competition. Let's be clear, Carlos has a specific type, and Jennifer is it. Jennifer, that's the type he liked, and it's got her shook. And she should have never, ever, for any reason, mentioned to this man, because now she's sitting here like telling him he's acting weird. He probably is. Child, you would think I would remember to plug these things in so I don't have to do this, but hey, there we go. Anyway, Carlos is playing games. And he told this girl, she told him that he was the best thing that's ever happened to her in her whole entire life, on this planet. She should have never said that, because now he knows that there's really nothing he can do to send her away. She's going to sit still and let him do whatever he wants to do. He's sitting there with his arms folded all tight, like, he doesn't want to be no kind of close to her. I don't want to show affection to this girl that I've been, hugged, cuddled up with this whole time, because now there's another girl who I might like too. She's in the Miami area. She's, something new. I don't feel like one of these ladies is any prettier than the other. All three of them, they're different types of ladies, but I feel like she's just something new. That's it. That's all. That whole whiny personality thing that she has going on, y'all, you know what? They're being super loud and it's getting on my nerves. Hold. Sorry about that, y'all. They were so loud. It's distracting. They dragging chairs and slamming doors. I'm trying to focus. Hey, Helsid. Elsid, are you feeling the same about these gentlemen? I am not. I'm feeling like I don't really like any of them now, and yeah, they're getting on my nerves. I think Miss Janae is insecure and she's letting her insecurity show. One thing you do not bring to a dating show, a dating competition when there's a whole bunch of other women, is your feelings. That's it. That's all. Don't bring your feelings over here. What are you doing with feelings with Carlos Boozer, who you just met the other day? That doesn't even make sense. And now here this girl has come in. She ain't even had a full good conversation with the man, but you about to crash out. Anyway, so Thaddeus is having dinner with the ladies. And he I feel like it was all the ladies, but his ladies were there. I don't remember seeing Dr. Kalia, but she in and out. She has to go to work and things. So, but he was sitting having a conversation at the dinner table, and he brought up the fact that he knew that Jennifer was not going to be for him because she wants kids. He's not about to do that anymore in his life. He's had a vasectomy. He's got 3 children. His marriage was, his divorce. He said he got married too fast. I mean, I guess some do. I'm trying to figure out, like, all of his issues are spilling out, and it's, making him not as attractive as I thought he was in the beginning. He said his divorce was ugly. I don't know what kind of ugly, what that looks like, but I mean, divorce seems like ugly. I don't really know anybody that's going into a happy divorce, but he's, a man with money, so and he's got 3 kids. I think he said his daughter is adopted, but he's not interested in doing that again. And I heard him say he ain't get married no more. So if y'all are over here looking for a ring, maybe he'll marry, but he's not having any children. He said he's not about to be out here creating broken homes. I'm not mad at that. I feel like parenthood is hard. And if he has 3 children that he's still probably raising, maybe he's at a point in his life he don't want to do that anymore. He's in his 40s. I can see it. He seems to be out here doing things for other kids that need, love and care. And based on what he said, how he grew up, I get that. Um, he said he went through a lot growing up. Um, for whatever reason, this Tori, what's her name? Tari, she's very broken up by the fact that he would not want to, recreate or procreate any beautiful children, any more beautiful children. That's how she put it. It was very, I don't know. I don't know why she's so bent out of shape. I guess if you're trying to give your energy to a man who's had a vasectomy and doesn't want any more children, that doesn't make sense. So stop. You want to talk this man into having children? He said no, and she's all in her emotions. And then he comes out saying, "You don't know how I was, conceived." And so apparently, he was conceived. He's a product of grape, and his mother was only 11. So an 11-year-old child, was taken advantage of by a grown man, obviously. And so, can you imagine having an 11-year-old with a baby? So I don't know where his grandmother was. I don't know his story, but he said it was horrible. And I can imagine it was for both of them until, they come to a place. But that's a whole lot of healing that, I don't know. I don't know. It's a whole lot of healing that needs to take place with a man who, and I feel like he's doing the work, but I don't know, like in a relationship, child, he gonna show up as he might just be a better boyfriend. I don't know. The husbands is what you're looking for. He might be a good person to date when you want to get dressed and go out places, but I would definitely not be taking Thaddeus any more serious than what I would Tyson or Carlos. Now this lady is crying. I mean, I guess now you pushed the sad story out of the man. Now the dinner mood has changed, but I'm not going to put that on her. He's the one that decided to share his story. And I feel like not just Tari, but everyone sitting there should have felt a little bit closer to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he tells his story. I'm sure he tells his story a lot since he's involved, in all the philanthropy and things. And I guess I would imagine it's probably healing to say it, to talk about it. Anyway, I don't know what's more concerning, Tyson or the women who like him. Why are they over here like so adamant about turning Tyson into their man? It just is weird. Tyson is a whole man child. And I'm so surprised that these women are over here trying to really take him seriously. I don't get it. I don't even feel like Tyson is having actual conversations with these women. He talks a lot about how cool he is and how he doesn't have time to be talking because he has to be scheduling everybody. Because everybody wants to talk to me, have to write them all down on a schedule. So it's just, I'm exhausted from having all these women who want to be with me. Ciao. I've heard him have one conversation, and it was barely a conversation. It's difficult to be Tyson. You got to spread yourself around. Thaddeus and Carlos are laughing because he got a list. Whole time they want to make up their own list. They're like, oh man, I told you that the list was a good idea to me. Now they decided, maybe they should be scheduling these ladies. Maybe they should. Like, schedule me in. I can come have this fake conversation. I don't have to be worried about whether I have feelings for you or not, because I don't. I just feel like I'm just as entertaining as you are, so we can sit around, have some cocktails, giggle and laugh at each other, and then I won't have to go to the elimination dinner. But y'all want to come over here and talk about, this is my man. Is he? He got a lot of baggage. Just saying. And some of y'all are going to be required to work very hard. And for some reason, I feel like the least work is going to be Tyson. All you got to do is walk around and, tell him how cute and handsome he is and wear something skimpy. Now, it might be annoying because he can't keep his hands off of anybody. Dirty ass old uncle acting. Kind of creepy, Tyson. I'm not going to lie. What's his name? What's this girl? Sarah. Sarah is upset because she's got a 1 o'clock appointment, and it's, not 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 a.m. And Tyson, for whatever reason, after he came from meeting the new ladies, decided before his 1 o'clock appointment with Sarah, he was going to snuggle up with Felicia. And he likes snuggling up with Felicia. I see him doing that often. Kat is not understanding why. Why is it? Why is it that he's always snuggling with other people besides me? Sarah, they laughing at her. So she's like, I'm not taking my 1 o'clock appointment. I'm just going to go to bed. Well, I mean, that's your choice. I would go to bed too. I would just, squeeze in somewhere else. I'm not going to sit here and wait until 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to be like, I fell asleep. I'm tired of sitting around waiting to talk to you. I don't really want to talk now. He's so goofy. And she is too, to be honest. I'm not understanding, like, her and this other girl, like, how are they thinking that what kind of commitment is their expectation? That's what I want to know. I think Tyson is, entertained by watching this lady Sarah get riled up. He keeps doing little things, to make her all fussy because, that's her role. All these ladies have a role. And if you're a Debbie Downer cat, then you're going to have to go. He knows, he can't play these types of silly games with Allison. Allison is the only one that I feel like he had a regular conversation with. He's a daredevil, and she had a bike accident. She had a bike accident that made her, that gave her a scar. So that much he likes about her. But for me, it's like he's sitting there talking to his auntie. There is no type of sexual connection, energy between the two of them. She sticks out like a sore thumb. I don't know how old she is, but she acts old. She walks around like opera-ish. She's very stiff. She's not even like the homie. The homie would be somebody, you can chill with. He can chill with her, but he has to be on his best behavior. And Tyson is only going to do that for so long. I feel like the only reason why Tyson is having decent conversation with this lady, though, is because he doesn't want to smash. I think he's like not distracted by, looking at toes and things. So they have a pool party. Dr. Ariel, I don't know how y'all feel about Dr. Ariel, but she's not one of my faves. I feel like she's kind of annoying. And I'm confused as to why Thaddeus picked her to be around. I don't know. Anyway, Dr. Kalia shows up and they're like, oh, hey, she's here now. Hey, I feel like she was somewhere delivering a baby. She's a therapist. She's a doctor as well. But Dr. Kalia is a pediatrician. And so for whatever reason, Dr. Ariel is not impressed by that. They carry themselves very differently. This lady is very regal. It's different than Allison, though. Like, I feel like she's a doctor. She's regal. She's well-spoken. She's very beautiful. I don't know. It's giving Ethiopian. I don't know what her background is, but she's got this beautiful skin and bone structure, and the way she carries herself is very royal. And I feel like when Thaddeus looks at her, he's like, when I go out to my places with my lady, this lady right here is going to make me look very good, because that's very important to him. Hoochie Mama over here, he got to figure out what she going to wear, because that's how that's going to go. He's talking about her outfits now, but if he gets into a thing with her, he going to be like, you can't wear that. You can't say that. You can't, don't seem like he likes her. He just likes, what he sees. And she's been throwing it out there. So if you want somebody to pay attention to you, like for real, because I feel like Thaddeus is like, that ain't what's going to keep him around. I feel like he's got his share. He's had his share and still can get his share, of Uchiku. I don't think that's a thing for him. He's looking for something different. I just think he's difficult. Ariel says she's just a physical therapist. Like, nobody demeaned your position in the medical field. You did that yourself. Dr. Kalia didn't come in here and say nothing about what type of doctor you are. She just was over there, doing her job. She didn't say she delivered a baby. Carlos did. But, Carlos just be talking to hear himself talk. And he wants to talk to Jennifer. But oh, girl is cockblocking. What's her name? Janae. He really wants to talk to Jennifer, but Janae keeps being in the way. And I feel like if you are a grown-ass man, want to talk to Jennifer, then you should get your big ass up and say, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. I don't understand. He's like screaming across the room for her to make him a margarita. You should be making her a margarita. You want to talk to her? Stupid ass. She didn't get up. She didn't have to, because Janae went running. Girl, the more you do that, the less he's interested. Now he just sees you as a cock blocker, blocking his conversation with this other girl that he really wants to talk to, because the lady said, she was a perfect match. He doesn't know if he's a perfect match or not. They had one conversation. Tyson says she ain't checking for him, but I don't know that lady ever said that. Tyson. I don't feel like she ever said anything like, I ain't checking for Carlos, I'm looking at you. That never happened. Tyson reads things in his own brain like that may or may not have actually taken place. I did not hear that lady say that. I think Janae, she should fall back a little. I'm just saying, now you're looking thirsty and annoying, and you're going to turn into always whining. It's not fun anymore. Go let him talk to that little girl. Hell, if you don't come back, then I guess it wasn't for you. That's why you should have left your feelings at home. You could just be another one of the girls that he hangs out with. At the end of the day, you can make margaritas or walk around and do all the things. You're not going to stop the man from doing what he wants to do. At some point, he's going to have a conversation with that girl. And if you keep being annoying, he's going to go run it over there and send your ass to the elimination table. You're not safe in here. And Thaddeus makes an announcement that him and Carlos will now be having a list. And the ladies, some of the ladies was like, okay, then let me get on the list then. Because there's like still, even though I'm focusing on these few people, there's still 15 other women still running around that house. I don't know what kind of conversations they're having. They just writing their name on the list and hanging out. They seem a little old to have nothing to do but hang out. I'm sorry. Just to hang out at a pool. What? Child. Who came up with this concept? The queen, the king's court. It needs a little work. I'm just saying. It just needs a little work. I don't know what was happening with the queens. It's probably the same thing. Like, where you're like, she don't like him. Anyway. Dr. Ariel, she don't like it. She throws a little tantrum because she just hates the idea of there being a list. I'm not doing that. You're already my man. Like, why do I have to compete with these girls for your time? And Tari is like, girl, relax. It's just a list. Why don't you go ahead and grab a piece of paper? She told her to go grab a paper and make the list. I'll schedule myself, but you could go ahead and put that list up, girl, so we can all get a chance. Now he's backing her up, because these ladies are going back and forth. He's removing her physically from the conversation. They need to go have a private conversation. And see, I think that's the stuff he likes to some extent. It's like he's antagonizing. Who's going to how are they going to act? He said he testing people, and that's toxic as hell. Don't test me. Test you back, and then we'd both be sitting somewhere looking for an eraser and a pencil sharpener. Jeez. The back and forth wasn't attractive. So, but she was given that type of energy from the very beginning. So I don't know why we're acting surprised now. What's her name? The other doctor, Shawana. Dr. Shawana had to de-escalate this lady because she came in the door at the basketball thing like, hey, he's here. He came to meet me. And Dr. Shawana was like, that's quite possible, but we're going to see. So this is the lady that she's always been. She showed up at the little date with her booty cheeks out. Everything this lady has done, has been very much extra. So now we're going to act surprised that she's going to go back and forth with this lady, Tari, who's very much antagonistic. She's come in the house and had it out with a couple of the ladies, but I don't know what kind of energy she's giving, but it's a lot, and a lot that I probably wouldn't want to be bothered with. What do you tell her? I don't know. It sounded like he was talking to a child. Your behavior, if you have a problem, you don't say it in front of everyone. You need to come talk to me about it. You're upset at her with something that I put into play, and this was a test, and you didn't pass it. I mean, I guess that is. I feel like he was down talking her like she's a kid. And she's sitting there like she can't, now she got to maneuver, be submissive in this moment, but then be in her confessionals. I'm not like that. This is a public. He speaks very publicly. He does. I don't disagree with that. I feel like he calls things out very publicly. But he also has a very specific woman that he has in mind. She's quite perfect. I mean, it's giving Dr. Kalia to, but I think he liked Dr. Shawana too, to be honest. I feel like with Dr. Shawana, he might just feel like he would rather cultivate that outside of the show. In my mind, she's not all the way gone. Um, and Ariel, like, I don't know what his attraction was to her. Like I said, when you show up naked, um, you don't leave a lot of room to know like whether he likes you or not. You were over here, hey Chicago girl, you were over here giving him the kiss. He did not kiss you. You kissed him. You came to the first date all the way like with a thong booty out, pants on. And if that's you, that's you. But when you're doing that kind of stuff, you don't get to know like if he likes you because he likes you or if he likes you because you slinging it in his face. And he's like, I mean, what's a guy to do? That's all I'm saying. Dr. Kalia was like, look, I thought these guys was gonna be mingling around or what have you. It looked like they already booed up. Now, I could go over there and bust things up, and I think she would probably in a very classy way with a conversation that he's probably more interested in listening to. I don't see Dr. Kalia going back and forth with Tari the way she was. You like Tari? Do you? I mean, I guess I think Tari's beautiful and like she would look as sick in that African print bikini. I think Tari is a lot and she might be good for someone, but I don't know that she's good for this guy here because he's, testing people and playing games and well, there's still 15, 20 women left in this house. We can't get attached to all of them because somebody gonna have to go. Yeah, Dr. Kalia. I don't see her going back and forth and doing that. She says she thought these guys were gonna be mingling around. It's gonna be interesting to see like how that plays out. Because at this point, I don't know what the man likes because he keeps, pivoting onto something. We know he like a doctor. And beyond that, I don't know what he got going on. Tari said she told Dr. Kalia that what's her name? Dr. Ariel was holding this man hostage. I mean, he didn't look like a hostage. We're not gonna say that. She's, her friend. What's her friend? Janae. I'm guessing they're eventually gonna feel like that doesn't work. I know if he talked to me like that, I'll be ready to like throw up the deuces and go home. So I don't know. She's been throwing herself at him. I don't see her stopping anytime soon. Kat eliminates herself, as she should have. I don't know why she brought her fragile self over here. Kat was sitting around moping and she couldn't get any time with Tyson, and Tyson was over here spending time with other women. And I was like, Earl, you was getting on my nerves. She was just so sad and sappy. She said that, she was over here in this relationship with her husband who wanted her to add other people to the, to the mix. And so you think a good way to heal is to bring yourself over here to a house with women competing for one man, one of which is Tyson, who's never, ever, ever going to pick a woman. He'll be at the nursing home still talking about, come here, girl, to the nurses. Girl, she went home. I think there's like, she was the only white girl too. That's the only way to put it. Like there's a lot of Black women and exotic women in here. And she was feeling insecure because, I mean, she been through a situation just recently where she was feeling rejected. I don't know. Like I said, this is the best environment to be in when you're in her state of mind. So she, she went ahead and eliminated herself. And then Tyson, who translates things very differently, decided he was very proud of himself for doing a difficult thing. He doesn't like having difficult conversations, But he had to send her home. And he went and told the guys, listen, I got to talk to you for a minute. I had to let this lady go. She was over there being sad and in the dumps, and I told her she had to leave. And I'm like, Tyson, that's not what happened. But okay. The lady said she didn't like it here and she wanted to go home. But, it's way better the way you tell it. It's way better the way you tell it. So when this man walked over to that refrigerator and scratched her name off the list, I was so done. I'm like, he is so entertaining. I cannot take it. Child. My man, my man, my man. Tyson is my man. Who said that? Felicia. Felicia said Tyson is her man. And for whatever reason, Sarah doesn't like it because she doesn't want her to say that. I wouldn't be saying that about him. And, why would I be calling him my man? That doesn't make sense. So then she went and tattletaled to Tyson. And I was like, this is weird. I don't understand her. Like, I don't understand her place here. Besides, Tyson thinks it's fun to get her riled up because she's acting like they're in a serious relationship. You sitting here like asking Kat, are you going home? Are you sure? Why wouldn't you be glad she's going home? That means she was here for Tyson. So why wouldn't you be, help her pack her bags and be like, well, girl, if this isn't the place for you, I understand. But you was acting like your friend was leaving. But when Felicia says, my man, my man, my man, all of a sudden you got to go tell on her. And I was like, what exactly was supposed to happen when she told Tyson, what happened? This lady said, my man. Tyson wants to be on Shahs of Sunset. You might be onto something. That, because you know what? She has a confessional and everything. And I know Shahs is coming back. Now I'm thinking about it different because I'm very much confused as to why she's even there. We haven't even seen the hell. She wrote her name off the list. So they haven't had a date. Dang, I won't be mad at it because Tyson is funny. Can you imagine him on Shahs of Sunset? Okay. I'm looking at this like through a whole nother lens. Now we got to keep her. Jeez, why did you have to tell me that? Because she gets on my last nerve. But, that's his type. I'm sorry, Felicia, girl, but I feel like he's going to go that direction. I don't care how many times you rub his back. And Jennifer, as cute as you are, you don't have no job on Shahs of Sunset. So probably you better go ahead with Carlos. Now I have a whole different analysis of this whole thing. I should just throw my notes away now. Anyway, Felicia's not here for the BS. She told Tyson, no, come over here telling me about how some girl has an issue with me. And Tyson went back over there to her, was like, yeah, she's not going for it. So you're going to have to figure out a way to, get out of your feelings. Next time, talk to her. I'm like, this is not a thing. This is not a thing. This girl's over here. Y'all made up a whole scene of my man, my man, my man. Come on. And I don't feel like Felicia is his type. Is he keeping her around for us? We don't need it. Just go ahead and do what you came over here to do. Good grief. I don't feel like Tyson is equipped, because Felicia's pretty, but I don't think he's equipped for a woman with her type of strong personality. We know he's not good at confrontation or having hard conversations. And I feel like Felicia's the type that's going to get some answers one way or the other. So, Tyson is a runner. He's a track star. Elimination dinners. Sarah is shocked and blindsided that she will be over here. No, you're not. Girl, this is just more time, more screen time for you. Y'all are not going to play in my face. Every time I see them now, I'm going to have a different point of view. Tyson thinks she's being petty. I think y'all made this up. Thaddeus invited Tari. I feel like we seen that coming. I feel like we knew that Thaddeus was going to let Tari go because of that whole exchange at the table. And he, talks about how if she's not healed, then they can't, heal together or heal each other or whatever that mumbo jumbo he was saying to make her feel better about sending her home. I don't think he was ever into her to start with. So because we know she don't know how to act. Sorry, I didn't concentrate. Did these women know this was a dating show with other women? I mean, the territorial, you right about that. I don't understand either. I'm like, y'all are acting like this is your boyfriend. This girl, Janae, came in the door. I honestly, we could talk about her. Thaddeus, like I said, told this lady like that. And honestly, if she gets that worked up over a conversation, she might need to go ahead. She said few of her siblings. Like, so how many times did this bad thing happen to her mother? She said few of her siblings were, a product of a bad thing. Janae is on my nerves too. So yeah, I figured he was gonna let her go. He feels like she has some healing to do. She just might, but don't we all? Don't use that as an excuse. I feel like for everything. Carlos, he invites Steph, and even though Steph is beautiful, Steph is not his type. His type is light, bright, and almost white. We're not even gonna sit up here and act like that's not the case. So, she's a beautiful girl, but it wasn't never gonna be her anyway. I think they could have kept her around and let go of some of the other people. Some of them, you don't even remember their name. They just hang around and at the pool. Haven't had no time, no one-on-one times, unless we just didn't see it. But if it was worth watching, I guess they would have put it there. Thaddeus invites Ariel because he's still testing her. He's not done testing Ariel down to the elimination table because this is what you need to know. I'm concerned you don't know how to act in public. What if I have an event and people are like, oh my God, Thaddeus woman, she don't know how to act. You guys, she be popping off. Really? I mean, I honestly think this lady would not have any problem conducting herself in public. I think you're taking it a little bit far. She's over here on a reality show, snapping at a lady who's quite snappy herself. But for him to say, I don't know, like if I take you in public, are you gonna be acting ignorant? Take it easy, Thaddeus. And she got to sit there and take that. I mean, Sarah's a joke. She's just making drama for TV. I know that now. And so is Tyson. So let's carry on. Keep doing what you're doing. I think Tari is pretty. I think her body is amazing. But I also think she's a little confrontational. But when you're talking about what's this girl? Sarah, I guess she was here for the smoke anyway. But she was just a lot over the top. I didn't see no real connection happening between these two. I don't think her person is here. Her response was very gracious though. Like when she found out she was getting sent home, I mean, not that she was, ghetto or anything in that nature, like how Thaddeus is trying to make Ariel seem. But she was just very gracious, and I feel like whatever interaction happened between her and Thaddeus seems like it's gonna be a positive for her either way. The experience in general. Clearly, she has some things she needs to work through, but that's a whole lot. She's gonna be working through that her whole life. Carlos eliminates Steph, and I mean, I feel like Carlos was never interested in Steph, so she blames it on Janae though, and I was like, we're not gonna blame Janae that Carlos didn't come try to spend time with you. Y'all threw the football together. You are not his type, point blank and period. So you maybe should have shown your interest somewhere else. Tyson was her best bet, but you ain't his type either. So just be glad, for the exposure that you got. And, maybe next time. I don't know what to say, because she was somebody who wasn't even like part of the real story. We haven't barely seen her. And there's other girls, I guess, week after week. How many weeks of this is there? I feel like they need to get rid of some more. Like, we need a table where everybody goes. Let's break it on down. And Janae needs to be next, because she thought he should have let Janae go and keep Steph. Carlos, you played yourself. Ain't nothing else in there that he won't. He'll keep Janae because she's already proven that she's going to be a ride or die. No matter what he does, she's going to stick around. I feel like Dr. Ariel, you've been warned. So you better go back over to this house and, keep it all straight. Hold your thing together, because, if not, then Thaddeus is going to send your ass home. He sent Dr. Shawana home. We didn't see that coming. I feel like Thaddeus is a puppet master. He's just sitting around trying to, manipulate things for his entertainment. Thaddeus, you are something else. Aside from the whole Shahs of Sunset thing, I think that Tyson's ego likes having Sarah around, because watching her get all up in a tiff, it's an ego stroke. He knows she's going to go fight for him and, act all like their boyfriend and girlfriend. Like I said, they're doing confessionals together, so that says something different, because all these girls have been in a confessional by themselves. She's the only one sitting up there with Tyson. So, when do they have time to do all that? And that's pretty much where that ended. We got, some drama coming up. They kind of didn't let us know like what it was for next week. They just said during the season of, and we see Thaddeus, and I don't remember her name, the one that was 50. We'd see them going back and forth. So she was here for Tyson, and she fighting with Thaddeus. I know you're gonna be at the dinner table. I just don't know when. Some of them might leave with no queen. Catherine. Thank you, Elsie, because if there's one thing I'm gonna do is not remember anybody's name. Yeah, Catherine and Thaddeus go at it. It was, a whole argument. It seemed like. When did things even get that heated between the two of them? Can you see yourself going at it like that with somebody you don't know? He probably said something rude like he did to Dr. Ariel, and she's too grown to be dealing with that type of bullshit, and was like, you ain't about to talk to me crazy, though, Thaddeus. I don't care what your history is. We going to straighten it up today. Not on camera. I'm just saying. I don't know. It looks kind of heated. Yeah, I feel like some of them might just go home queenless. But you got Janae, who's going to stay there until the end of time. So, if she keeps doing what she's doing, because they like being waited on and things. I want to see them do some of the serving. I keep seeing these ladies like serve them and stuff. I want to see them cook breakfast or something. On Love Island, those boys was cooking breakfast every day. Every day those girls didn't have to worry about no breakfast. They had breakfast brought to them. Anyway, y'all, that's it on the Kings. Yeah, I don't feel like I like any of them anymore. And I don't know that they're going to change my mind. So, foot massage. Yes. All them big old hands. Come on. And them girls got little bitty feet. I want to see the Kings do something besides sit around and, be served on. Y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Project Runway. And y'all be good and be safe. And I'll see you when I see you.